Peace. Christ Jesus.
Hey, it's Dr. John Deloney.
Alrighty. Ramsey show ending, after show beginning. My link's in the chat and then we'll get going here. Make sure we got audio. Do we have audio? Make sure we got audio. We do have audio. Okay, don't need that anymore. Put my links in the chat and then we'll get going. Let's see, what can I talk about that I don't want to talk about later? I always struggle with that. Watched 3 Christmas movies the past couple of days. 2 that I've seen before and love, and another one that was great as well. Ones I've seen before, Elf and oh, what was that other one? Last Christmas, starring Emilia Clarke, the mother of dragons. And a lovely Christmas rom-com of sorts, different kind of twist on that. Alright, so I'm done with the plugs. Merry Christmas to everybody. It's a Christmas Day edition of the Ramsey Show After Show. Let me give those plugs. They're in the chat, in the video description below, and also right there in front of your face. I'm Coach Steve Money. I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation assessment with me if you got money problems or you just want to make sure you're on the right track. You can do that at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. You can email me about the said coaching or anything else on my YouTube channel, like Oak Island, like my Ramsey adjacent songs, which I'll show you where those are in a few minutes, and just anything else that's on your mind. I'll be glad to trade an email with you, no problem. CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Channel donations go to paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. You can add me on the gram at Coach Steve Money, and of course the YouTube channel is youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. And so if you go to my page, youtube.com/Coach Steve Money, and you scroll down, you will see all the past live streams. The show I do Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time. It's called Ramsey Coach with Coach Steve Money, and on there I comment on Reddit questions and statements, and I'm going to do a little bit of that on this show, but I do other types of things on this show as well. But below that is my music playlist, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Ramsey adjacent songs on there. And no, I didn't write the music. It's all based on other songs, like the Lifestyle Creep one is from Creep by Radiohead, and he goes, lifestyle creep, instead be a weirdo, why the heck are you in debt? And 2 different Baby Steps songs, a Jade Warshaw song, George Camel song, and a Rachel Cruz song, and a song about the co-host from today, which I'll be doing that in a little bit. But since it's Christmas Day, last chance to sing Christmas song. Well, let's do Happy Holiday. How about that? Happy holiday. Happy holiday. Well, the merry bells keep ringing. Happy holiday to you. It's the holiday season, and Santa Claus is coming round. The Christmas snow is white on the ground. When old Santa gets into town, he'll be coming down the chimney down. It's the holiday season, and Santa Claus has got a toy for every good boy and good little boy. Santa's a great big bundle of joy when he's coming down the chimney down.
When he's coming down the chimney down,
He'll have a big fat pack upon his back and lots of goodies for you and for me. So leave a peppermint stick for old Saint Nick hanging on the Christmas tree. It's the holiday season,
the holiday season.
so hoop-dee-doo and dickory-dock. And don't forget to hang up your sock, 'cause just exactly at 12 o'clock he'll be coming down the chimney down.
He'll be coming down the chimney down.
He'll have a big fat pack upon his back,
Yeah.
lots of goodies for you and for me. New peppermint stick for old Saint Nick hanging on the Christmas tree. It's the holiday season,
The holiday season.
so hoop-dee-doo and dickory-dock. And don't forget to hang up your sock, 'cause just exactly at 12 o'clock he'll be coming down the chimney down.
Down the chimney.
Coming down the chimney down. Happy holiday. Happy holiday. While the merry bells keep ringing. Happy holiday to you.
Happy holiday. Happy holiday. Happy holiday.
Look out, old Santa is back. Alrighty. So this next one, and of course I wanted to sing first, because I do not want to follow this next one. The debut of someone else singing for the very first time on the after show. What up, Sid? All right, so this is Aubrey from the Ramsey Show chat. And she says a little something here right before she starts.
Okay, Steve. If I cut out, it's because the words are weird. I feel like some of it's a tongue twister. Everyone, feel free to sing along, including you, Steve.
She doesn't have to tell me twice, as you people will know. I will sing it anytime, any place, and yeah, this is All I Want for Christmas.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need.
And
Don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I don't need to hang my stocking there upon the fireplace.
And
Santa Claus won't make me happy I won't ask much for Christmas. I won't even wish for snow.
And
I'm just gonna keep on waiting underneath the mistletoe. I won't make a list and send it to the North Pole for St. Nick.
And
I won't even stay awake to hear those magic reindeer click. 'Cause I want you here tonight, holding on to me so tight. What more can I do?
all I want for Christmas is you.
Baby. All the lights are shining so brightly everywhere. And the sound of children's laughter fills the air. And everyone is singing. I hear those sleigh bells ringing. Santa wants to bring me the one of you. Please sing it me. Oh, I don't want a lot for Christmas. This is all I'm asking for.
And
Just want to see my baby standing right outside my door. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true.
all I want for Christmas
is you.
baby. All I want for Christmas is you, baby. All I want for Christmas is you, baby. All I want for Christmas is you, baby. All I want for Christmas is you,
Just you.
baby. Okay, no, I didn't. Sorry, screwed up the ending there. All right, so that was Aubrey from the Ramsey Show chat, doing a little song there for us, and hopefully the next thing we do together will not be on, her recorded and me singing live. Maybe we can both sing live. That would be fabulous. All right, so done with that. Sid says he hears the choir and Ob's lovely voice. Absolutely, she's amazing, and definitely. I've been wanting like a female to sing a bunch of my Ramsey songs, and of course the baby stepping song that I'm gonna do shortly. I'm sure that would sound way better with someone of her caliber doing it, and so. I don't think she was that familiar with this song either, because she was saying the words were weird and such. So we'll have to get the full story on that from her next time we talk. Alrighty, so let's see. On today's Ramsey Show, it was a replay from I think back like 2 or 3 months ago. It was shortly before John's book was released. Or the pre-orders, something like that. So I think it was like 2 or 3 months ago. Dave Ramsey was the host. That was before his long day vacation in Egypt. And his co-host, as I already spoiled it by saying his name, was Dr. John Deloney. And let's get those words up, because I don't sing that song that much, so I do need the words. Some of the other ones I know all the words now, and you would think so after doing them for 2 years, like the original Baby Step song. All right, so this one's for John. John Deloney. Ooh, he takes a call and then twirls his pen, and he saves the day again. John Deloney. Ooh, this dude has got some range. Season of change is what you're going through, says John Deloney. Never gonna stop, gives advice, such a brilliant mind, he always sorts it out. Has the clout of the healing kind. John, woo! John Deloney. John Deloney. Anxiety redefined and put in a quick read by John Deloney. Wealth and illness has to face, they didn't place, but they probably still had fun with John Deloney. He's never gonna stop, gives advice, such a brilliant mind, he always sorts it out. Has the clout of the healing kind. John, woo! John Deloney. John Deloney. John Deloney. John Deloney. John Deloney. All right. Alrighty. And so, this leads me to my second baby step song, the newer one, and this is the Dua Lipa one, and this one is the one that I want Obs to do. I don't think she was familiar with the original song by Dua Lipa either, and it has a lot of fast singing in there, way faster than All I Want for Christmas. So let's give it a shot. If you want to picture finance design, know a guy can help you get debt free. And if you didn't know he has a show, and let me tell you, the advice is really great for you and me. Step 1, start emergency fund, then it's time to pay off your debt. That's step 2, that you're beginning small or large, you should be winning, you ain't seen nothing yet. You and me, days planning repping. Hey, look at us, we're baby stepping. This is the way, we're baby stepping. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7. We're baby stepping. 1,000 fun, pay off debt, full fun, invest, kid college, pay off house, build wealth. We're baby stepping. Then you'll be in step 3, savings for emergencies, and that's financial peace. 3 to 6 months of expenses, you remain gazelle intensive, then there's urgency. Step 4, investing, retirement needs addressing, save your kids a college gift. Before you know, your step 6, paying off your residence with 7 milk, tilt, and give. You and me, day planner ripping. Hey, look at us, we're baby stepping. This is the way, we're baby stepping. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7. We're baby stepping. 1,000 fun, pay off debt, full fund, invest, kid college, pay off house, build wealth. We're baby stepping. If you pay cash instead of lease, then your wealth will be increased. You can have financial peace. If you pay cash instead of lease, then your wealth will be increased. You can have financial peace. A name for every dollar, that's intention. What up, Maddie Bags? Hashtag mention. Do the steps I go of apprehension. I said a name for every dollar, that's intention. What up, Maddie Bags? Hashtag mention. Do the steps I go of apprehension. You and me, They fly more rapid. Hey, look at us. We're baby stepping. This is the way. We're baby stepping. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7. We're baby stepping. If you pay cash instead of lease, you can see your wealth increase. You can have financial peace. If you pay cash instead of lease, you can see your wealth increase. You can have financial peace. Let's go. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, step 7. We're baby stepping. 1,000 fun, pay off debt, full fund, invest in college, pay off house, build wealth. We're baby stepping. Alrighty. Beep beep do 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 do. Live from Cabot, Arkansas. It's Christmas Day. And it's also the Christmas Day edition of the Ramsey Show. Aftershow show. Alrighty. Whoops, why did I restart? Oh, it just went to the next one. My bad. Must have clicked it. Alrighty. Alright, so let's see what's going on in the world. This from Friday's market. You can see it's up. The Dow Jones just down a little bit, but overall you can't complain about any of them. Let's see, for the last month. Very nice. And so should theoretically do well for the year. Now we do have it was up here, and then it was down here. It was like day traders and such. I don't need this anymore. Day traders and such cashing in, locking in those gains. Maybe they need to pay some year-end bills or whatever. But then going up again. So still way ahead of schedule. Let's go back to the S&P 500. Way ahead of the 5-year schedule for being at a new high. Let's do 5. That'll be easier. There we go. So this from the previous high, December 31st, 2021. And so it has, it might already be there, is it? 74754? Come on, get up there. Nope, got a little bit more to go. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, that's a little bit lower than that. So it's like right there. And so the NASDAQ, of course, is going to be a little bit further down than the previous high. But still, again, ahead of schedule for getting back there. So can't complain about that at all. Futures are up just a hair, 0.065%. S&P constantly changing, of course, the futures for tomorrow morning, and this could be, I mean, it could either be just a little bit up like it is now, first thing in the morning, or it could be up a lot, or it could be down a little or down a lot. You never know, because there's way too much time between now and then. All right, let's see. We got field reporter Sid. This from NBC Make It. Couple has $520,000 in debt, and wife has no idea. We've been living a life maybe we shouldn't be living. You think? That might have been some lifestyle creep there. Let's see, not uncommon for people to keep financial secrets from their partners. Nearly 1 in 4 Americans in relationships admit to keeping a money-related secret. And of course, that's your financial infidelity right there. But 520 is a pretty big one. Oh, he went on the Ramit Sethi. I'm sorry if that's not pronounced correctly, but they went on his podcast. I Will Teach You to Be Rich podcast. Couple's last names were not used. That is wise. Healthy joint income of $165,000 a year, plus there's an additional $127,000 in commission this year. Okay, but $339,000 mortgage, $14,000 in student loans, which I mean that's not the end of the world. But so you still have a lot of you still have about what 200. So that's 353. That's 353, and they got 520. So that's over 150 K in other stuff. What they do. Planned purchases, home renovation, multiple vacations. That will do it. That will do it. Ended up costing more than the couple budgeted for. Yep. Covered the difference with credit cards, so normal, and personal loans. Yep. $163,000 on personal loans and credit cards at the time of the podcast recording. Oh my. So let's see. They watch his Netflix show. I saw one episode of that. And that got him asking questions. So that's great that shows like that are on the Netflix and elsewhere on YouTube and such, and it makes people look at their own financial situation, because the normal thing is to just look at your income and have a basic idea of your income, and then just going off of that, and as long as you can make the payments, then you don't think about it. So let's see. When he wrote it all down, I almost fell off the chair, Cassandra said. Didn't know everything was being charged on credit cards, so she thought it was being cash flowed. Yeah, he wasn't necessarily trying to deceive her, but didn't tell her. Wanted to shield his wife from feeling stressed about finances, and that happens a lot too, where one spouse just wants to not put the burden of it on their spouse, on the other spouse. So that does happen a lot. To hide an undesirable habit or a larger issue, indeed. But that's not the case for all that. Yeah, I mean, it sounded like that stuff, the expenses that she knew about, but she didn't know they were going on into debt. And so obviously there's no quick fixes when it comes to debt. We all know that. Boom, boom, boom. HELOCs and credit card balance transfers. Dave doesn't recommend either of those. Never a HELOC and the balance transfer. He doesn't recommend that as well, because that's just moving the debt around. You should just pay it off instead. Every bonus or commission check, obviously. Yep. No more credit cards. Yep. And pay off the ones and cut up the ones you have. And get honest about their discretionary payment. Right. Be honest with yourself and with each other. Absolutely. Absolutely. There's Ramit right there, I believe. Yep. That's Ramit. Sorry for the dot in front of his face there. Alrighty, one other story. That's from yourtango.com. The government's recommended monthly grocery budget for a family of 4 has people feeling gaslit. Gaslighting, the charges of that, people throw that word around way too much, and it doesn't actually mean what some people think it means. USDA's recommended grocery budgets bear no resemblance to what many families are actually spending. So yeah, so gaslighting is when you are purposely trying to deceive somebody by lying to them. We had somebody in the chat talking about gaslighting, but she was the one gaslighting, if anybody was. But yeah, a lot of people use that, even when they don't understand something, and they say, you're gaslighting me. It's like, well, no, you just don't understand. I'm telling you the truth, you just don't understand it. So let's see. Grocery prices skyrocketed. We all know that. Let's see what it is here. Food prices undergone a drastic increase since 2020. Hashtag Pandy. 2.9% from November 22 to 23. An improvement compared to the staggering 10.6% rise between 2021 and 2022. But still, yeah, it still makes it worse because it's already up 10%. Inflation down and wages are up. Consumers' attitudes still, they still are. And of course, all you gotta do is turn on the news and you'll get bad news about the economy. They won't tell you any of the good stuff on there because good news does not sell. What is their budget? Multiple times throughout the year, Department of Agriculture releases a set of food plans supposedly based on actual food prices to illustrate how a healthy diet can be achieved at various costs. The plans are broken into 4 price tiers: thrifty, which is used to determine food stamp benefits, low cost, moderate cost, and liberal. Interesting word choice there. Anyway you slice it, the budget's out of sync with what many people are truly spending. Of course they are. Of course they're spending more. The numbers are crazy. Let's see. Based on the types of food you eat, and the lower budgets allow for very few nutritious choices. Yeah, and sometimes you have to do that. Because some of the healthier things cost a bunch of money. So if you are deep in debt and you're paying it off, you might have to take a couple years off of the very expensive healthy food and get back to it after you get some of that debt gone. Let's see. Those that don't have to worry much about food costs. The fresh fruits and vegetables are part of the liberal food plan. They don't have to worry about it. For family 4, a thrifty food budget is about $975 per month. For 4, that seems like that's going to be a little bit steep for me. You don't have to spend that much, I don't think. Some people spend like $3,000 a month on groceries. They certainly do. Let's see. Ask parents to share their monthly food bill. $50 more than the USDA's I mean, if you can get within 50 of what the government says you should do, that, I mean, that's not too bad. But I think that's still a lot of money. Let's see. Wait a minute. Yeah, I mean, you could get that down. It wouldn't have to be $975. You could get that down more than that. But of course, USD is government, and government has unlimited budget for themselves, so why would they try to keep it down lower than that? Let's see. For $800 for a family of 3. Not the USDA's recommended $730. So $800 too much, to $730 is probably too much as well. But there it is. $2,400 a month for a family of 5. That is crazy. USDA says $1,600 on the most liberal. Yeah, they are. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe that's a lot of eating out. I don't know. Don't know if that's included on there. I didn't notice anything about it saying that included eating out or not. Interesting. All right, another segment time here. This is the show and tell segment. We got some photos from CP, Christopher Pittman. He lives in the Great White North, the country up north, not the state up north, but the country up north. And he has, this is all stuff that was being donated by he and his, I don't remember if it was his friends or he and his workplace was doing this, but there's a bunch of stuff that they had, some of it wrapped presents and some of it food. And they loaded it up in the car there. And so that's excellent. That's the Lord's work being done by them over there, up there. And was that snow? Look at that. Snow up there as well. I can't remember what province he's in. So definitely doing a great thing up there. And that's him in his Christmas suit for work, he said. So how about that? And that's Christopher Pittman. I call him CP. This is the my break room at work, and all of these are cookies of some type, including Rice Krispie treats. So many sugars on here. And we also had a cocoa bar that day. That was Friday. Last Friday at work, and you can see, and all of those guys. I meant to get a picture of it with all of the cookies like laid out and not in the containers anymore, but I forgot because I only had 30 minutes for lunch there. And this is what we all got from one of the managers. Gave us like a folio, and this one in the Santa suit bag was a tumbler, and in here was the let me see if you can see it, the right behind me, the white, yeah, that white just looks like a very, very brightly lit thing there. That is actually a jar with LED lights inside of it. And it's decorated like with Christmas tree and such on the outside. All right, so is that it? Yeah, that's it for that. So let's catch up with this. Let's see. What up, Flash? Gaslighting makes you question your reality, right? So that's why, if somebody keeps lying to you, and they're purposely trying to augment your perception of the truth, then yeah, that's gaslighting. Let's see. The example it was drawn from was when gas lights were dimmed and the victim was being told they were super bright normal lighting. Oh, that's where it came from. I did not know that. And she must be crazy if they thinks they are. Alrighty. According to USDA guidelines here, we aren't spending enough, right? Same Sid. Even, I'm not, if I take that down to me, I'm a single man and single person, and so if I take the thrifty down to one person household, so divided by 4 of that family of 4, then I'm spending less than that too. So crazy. So it all depends on. The whole thing about getting out of debt is you must make the decision to sacrifice some of that crap. Don't like I said, you don't buy the healthy food and you buy less of it. Buy the cheap food and less overall. Alrighty, let's see. $69.40 a week for single male adult between ages 20 and 50. Well, I'm older than that though, but yeah, I do. I keep it around like 60 at most, and that even includes some eating out as well. Yeah, you see, I got my Emperor Palpatine robes on. Actually, it's a Snuggie. Alrighty, so it is question time on the Ramsey Show Aftershow show here. And we answer the questions based on the baby steps, which is the hallmark of the Ramsey Show. And somebody, again today, complained about having to spend money to get out of debt. And you don't have to do that. I didn't spend any money for anything Ramsey until I purchased the Financial Coach Master Training to become Ramsey certified. And so you can do this without there's so many videos on there, so many different, you just watch the show every day. And then you can also search, like I told somebody in the chat today that they ask about a particular thing, and I said you just search YouTube you put Ramsey in the front of it, and then basically your question. Hers was about saving, and of course it said in order to do the saving, which you would be doing on step 1 and step 3 here, and also you do the same thing to pay off debt. So for step 2 as well. And how you do that is you work more and bring in more money. You spend less, so you cutting out things that you don't need. And the examples I gave that person were eating out and Starbucks every day. That do add up. And so you would cut out things that aren't necessary. It doesn't have to be forever, but just for a hashtag season. And the hashtag season doesn't necessarily mean 3 months. It just means a short period of time. Just like beans and rice doesn't mean you have to eat beans and rice all the time. That just means cheaper food. All right, so we got the baby steps. Got step 1, 2, and 3. You do in order, one at a time. So save $1,000 for start emergency funds. Step 2 is pay off all debt except the house using that snowball that is smallest to largest. And in step 3, you save 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. And how much is that? Well, nobody knows until you tell us how many months you feel comfortable with saving. Anywhere from 3 to 6, and of course you don't apply that here because you're just doing a band. That $1,000 is a band-aid amount. People say, well, Dave, in today's world that's not enough, and he tells them it wasn't enough 30 years ago either, but it's still the amount for step 1, and that still works, and you can still make that work. As far as the amount for that, it depends on your personal expenses, so nobody else can tell you what that amount should be. And the 3 to 6 months basically is your risk tolerance. Like if you're single and you don't have any job or life drama, 3 months should be fine for you, because you should certainly be able to get a new job if you lose your job within 3 months. Now, if you have a family, and especially if you want to buy a house, you definitely need the 6 months before you would even start saving for the down payment, which is here, which would be step 3B, step 0 up here, and step 3B. I'm missing baby steps, and I will do a video on that one of these days. Step 4, 5, and 6 you do in order, but all at the same time once you have step 3 done. You invest 15% of your gross household income into retirement. If you have kids and if you choose to help them, if both of those are true, then you save for kid college. It doesn't have to be like huge amounts every month. If they were just born, then you got 18 years before they go into college, probably, unless they are Sheldon Cooper or some other genius. And then at that point, you would hope they would have scholarships and stuff for full rides, which those are excellent and always recommended. Step 6, pay off your home early. And you do that so you don't have any other payments at all. You're completely out of debt there. And yes, a mortgage is debt, but that is the only debt that Dave Ramsey will not yell at you about. He would only pay cash for anything, but he does realize that most people aren't going to do that, so he will not yell at you for a mortgage on your home residence. If it's rental property, you got to buy that in cash. You build any business at the speed of cash, no loans for business. And step 7, build wealth and give, and that one's eternal. Investing can also be eternal unless you need the money to live in retirement. Otherwise, you can keep investing it. Hello. Oh, why did it refresh? I gotta scroll down, back down, to where since I got a bunch of after shows coming up. New Year's Day, which is a week from today, and then January 3rd and January 15th will be after shows, and also every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time, is the Ramsey Coach Show with Coach Steve Money. I remember the name of it. So we need to go back down to about, I think it's week 11 weeks ago. 11 days ago, not weeks. I would be way behind if I were there. There we go. Should be coming up here. And I scrolled down ahead of time. I don't know why it auto scrolls on mine. So yeah, I do look up stuff about video games, and I play video games and stuff, so it knows. It knows. Let's see. Should be anywhere here. There we go. So the light blue ones are ones that I have clicked on already. So let's see. Smoke Thrax. Baby step 2, Flare. I'm on baby step 2. When can I buy a beater? 61.20 a week for 50 to 70. And so, yes, so I'm under that, so I'm good. And I have no debt, so don't have to be necessarily on the 30 plan, but there's really no need to spend more than that. On food, I'm still alive. It's alive! Alright, when can I buy a beater? You can buy a beater, transportation is one of the 4 walls, which is part of baby step 0. So if you don't have a car that works and you need a car, you can buy one. So let's see, baby step 2 has the $1,000, make $33,000 a year. Total debt is $21,000, 12 different debts. $10,000 is active debt. What's the $7,500 in Easy Pass violations? I bet the DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles, or Bureau of Motor Vehicles, depending on where you're at, I bet they think that's active debt. $2,200 in medical bills and etc. The hospital or whatever probably think that's active debt as well. Now the $11,000 in collections, sure. That might not be active debt. I'm sure the collection people would like to get that money from you, though. So I'm sure you can negotiate the $11K lower between each collector. Sure, you can do that. Some people pay thousands of dollars to debt consolidation companies or debt relief companies and so forth. It will take me a little over a year to tackle all my debt. Don't want to be carless the whole time. And that's fine. Expenses are $1,000 a month. Live with my parents, so I have no rent or mortgage. Where'd all the debt come from? Just living beyond your means. Lifestyle creeped, even though you don't have that much of an income, and you also live with your parents. Interesting. We'll go down to $800 a month because I'll be paying off one of my bills. Great. All right. So, but yeah, had sold my car 2 months ago and paid off $1,200 of debt, which was 2 leases and a credit card. 2 car leases. My favorite for another car as I work. Far, my girlfriend lives 60 miles away. Whoa! Working far and the girlfriend lives 60 miles away as well. I hope they are in the same direction. My goodness, so you can combine trips there. It's expensive to maintain traveling. Gas would be cheaper. Yeah, I can use the car for Uber Eats as well for additional extra $1,000 a month, you hope. But yeah, I mean, transportation is part of the thing. So you would just make minimum payments on your debt and save up to buy a beater, and that means a very, very inexpensive car. What would you do? Not what would Dave do. They do have the what would Dave do flair here, but this is what would you do? Sell a house, and I would do the same thing Dave would do, almost certainly. In Bow Beach, goal is take advantage of the housing market. How? So our house now, purchase a temporary home and wait for land prices to become more reasonable to purchase and build. People love to buy land and build when they don't have any money to do either. Due to my job, I need to move, but not finding what I want. So as a temporary solution that gets me closer, I have an opportunity to purchase a well-kept Cape Cod style situation on 0.3 acres. So if that's moving down, I don't think that would be a problem unless there's other factors in here that I'm looking for. But sell our house now and purchase a temporary home. If you're not gonna be in the house for, I think it's 5 years, you shouldn't buy. You just rent. I would be selling my current home, which appraised, not apprised, for $220 in 2020. Okay, so probably it would be worth more than that. Current is worth $140, so maybe it's $250 now. So great. So you got $110. He estimates the house could now be sold for upwards of $250,000. Yeah. So that's what the same thing that I was saying. So that leaves 110. And so how much is, let's see how much the new house is that they want. If I net 80,000, and why wouldn't it be more than that? If you can sell it for 250 and you owe 140, that leaves 110. Oh, I guess after your commissions are taken out. Commissions do take a bite, don't she? I would be able to purchase the house off my employer, pay off our auto loans, and pay off credit cards with just $80,000. Wow. What is that Cape Cod? That Cape Cod is a 2,100 square foot home. For 40, oh, it's 40,000, only 40,000. My goodness. What kind of area is this in? And I should add some more info about this particular house. That one is not the problem, the one you have. And again, appraised, not apprised. Let's see, the house has had a cash offers already for $150, but since I've shown interest, they're willing to hold on and sell it to me. The $40K payment would be made upon the selling of my current house, so we would not. Why are they giving you $110K off of it? Is the house experiencing additional damage from what? There shouldn't be anything more. I don't know what you mean experiencing it. Weird stuff. People like give you too much of the wrong information and not enough of the right information. A lot. Additional damage. Yeah, it doesn't. Oh, the damage of the house is more cosmetic and nothing noticing. No, this is the old house he's talking about there, but then I don't know if he switched back to talking about the his current house, to experiencing additional damage. How, if you sell it, you're out of it at that point. So again, I don't get it. As a short-term solution to get closer to my employer, I guess living there, and would give me the ability to become debt-free and be ready to buy when the right house or property comes available. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they would sell it to you for $40K when they had a cash offer for $150. So your employer must really like you or something. I don't know. I would want to know that before I give like the full advice. But as far as what you want to do, it seems fine because you're moving down in a house and paying off debt, and so that's what we want you to do. Debt snowball question from SR1_DRHT. I'm curious on what y'all think. Curious as to what you all think. Currently on baby step 2. About to pay off my smallest card next month, and that leaves one card in the car. The car would be the next smallest, but I don't pay any interest on that until next year. If I keep making the minimum payments, I'll pay it off before interest kicks in. So should I then start attacking the card with the higher interest? No, you pay them off. Debt snowball, by definition, debt snowball is the lowest amount, full amount of debt. Now, somebody once thought that it was the amount of the payment that you look at. No, it is the total amount of the debt to any one particular company or bank or whatever. And so the opposite of that, where you pay the high interest rate off, and that makes more sense mathematically. So a lot of people like that, but it also tends to put the larger debts first, and then you don't get the quick wins. And most people stay motivated more with quick wins, and so that's why Dave recommends the debt snowball instead of the avalanche. And so that's why the interest, when people make such a big deal about what an interest is, it doesn't really matter for this plan. Let's see, BHerm24, how do people do it? Am I that far behind, or have I mismanaged my money that much? Well, let's dive in and see as I get my crinkly water bottle. So here recently, I reached out to 2 different financial advisors, and after both, I walked away kind of scared of my situation. 33 years old. I mean, maybe not a baby, but still a kid compared to me. And currently make about $65K per year with only $15K, in 401K. So you still got 20 years to go before retirement then. So you're not going to retire early unless your income significantly goes up and you get this debt taken care of. My only debt is on a credit card of $3,200 with 0% interest until September. Again, with the interest, people love it, love to say it like it means anything. It doesn't on this plan. I have about $7K in savings right now. You're doing it wrong. That $7K would pay that one off. My question is, am I in that bad of a situation, or am I way late? You're later than some, but not as late as others. I don't have a house yet, right? Doesn't matter. None of that matters. But I see people with nice houses driving nice cars. Tough. They probably finance those cars. Just like you're financing stuff right now by having a credit card with $3,200 on it, and you haven't paid it off yet. So yeah, they could be financing those cars and not pay cash for them. And they could have bought too much house. And if they bought too much house, it probably is pretty nice. And so should you do either of those things, finance cars or buy houses that are too much house for you? You should not do either of those. So you don't get to be jealous. Tough. I mean, you can be jealous, but the answer to that is tough. And I think to myself, where did I go wrong? Well, you went wrong with getting the credit card with 0% interest. Because what is that $3,200 on? Is that like just stuff you had to buy anyway? Like people like to say as an excuse for credit card. All aboard! We're at Justification Station. So stuff you're going to buy anyway, or was it $1,000 of something you had to buy anyway, but then the additional $2,200 came in when you thought, oh, well, I have a 0% interest until September, so maybe I should buy this, and something that wasn't a need. And so that's the way that works. So you're not in crazy bad shape here. You can fix that today with your savings. Do it. Because if you're going to follow Dave's advice, you don't have $7,000 in savings while having debt, even if it is at 0 interest. How do people afford that? And they lease it. They go into debt to get nice things. That happens all the time. And guess what? If they make more money than you, or they never got the credit card, then they have that money in addition. Who knows? Who knows where they got the money from if they did pay cash for that stuff. But they obviously either had the money or they went in debt to do that. And why are these financial advisors scaring me? Well, they want your business, first of all. I don't think my situation is that bad, but maybe they see something I don't. It's just $15,000. I mean, isn't that much? So, let's see, $65,000. Depends on how long you've been making $65,000 and contributing in that. Because if you've been contributing for a while in that, then the investments in that are not that good. Because the market is up a bunch. Especially if you started from the time after the Pandy crash. So it depends on how long you've been investing there, but it depends. I mean, the problem would be is if you said something like, "Oh, I'm going to retire when I'm 50 years old," then that might be a problem, or 40 years old. If you said something like that, then that may mean they may tell you, "Well, that won't be enough," and they are almost certainly right about that. So don't have all of the information here, unfortunately, but that's the basics of the thing you want to know about mismanaging your money that much. You're better off than some people, but other people are better off than you. So, and you just need to do the best you can without comparing yourself to others, though. Planner. Does anyone use a Rachel Cruz planner? I do not. Is it worth the money? I do not know anything about it, except it's a planner. And so, I mean, if that's going to help you stick to your budget and continue with the Ramsey advice, and that wouldn't happen otherwise, then I would think that's worth the money. I mean, that's the same thing as Financial Peace University. If the information in there is going to better you off financially, then it's worth it. Screw the Lazy Swayze. Interesting name there. 50, 100K retirement. So this person is older but has more in retirement than the other person. 30K debt, has more debt as well. Mortgage bills, yep, well, people have mortgages and bills. 100K salary, stupidity in youth, as well as some older, yeah, has never taught me a thing, never retire, never vacation. Is there more? Nope. No, I mean, it's just, you get rid of the debt, then you don't have to pay that off anymore, and then you don't take out more debt, and then you don't have to pay that off. You might be living a little bit too extravagantly, so you don't live that extravagantly while you're paying off the debt. And then after you're done paying off with debt, then you get the full emergency fund, and then you can put more money into retirement than you are right now. And so I wouldn't call that screwed. And again, you're better off than a lot of people. I'm 55. I don't have 100K in retirement, but I also don't have 30K in debt either. And I don't make 100K in salary either. So you're spending some money somewhere, dog. The money's being spent somewhere. 2 Radiant 1192. Can I afford a new car? Graduating next semester with no student loans. Excellent. 25K in savings right now, and have a job lined up after graduation. 6K after tax and signing bonus. 100K your salary. Also, will be working through this next semester and make about 3K. I'll be living at home. That means with parents. I hate it when people say at home. Where you live is your home. So they mean, when people say at home, they mean with parents for a year after graduation to save some money. You don't need a new car. You don't, Dave says you don't get a new car until you are a million net worth. And that's when you can afford the depreciation of a new car. You can get a nice used car though. And I wouldn't spend more than, 25 at absolute most, but I would instead do probably 10 or 15 at most and keep the rest for your emergency fund. And then you got that, what else are you trying to save for there? The car I want is 29K with all taxes and fees included, that I would buy with cash. Okay, well, Dave still is not going to recommend it, even though it's 29K. Is draining most of my savings a bad decision? Yes, always. Living not at home but with parents, I will have a very low cost of living, no rent. Well, that's your choice. Dave also thinks adults should live on their own, so I should be able to build up my emergency fund again relatively quickly. So the emergency fund doesn't go to, oh, I want to buy a new car. That's not an emergency. So the car needs to be, if the 25K is your emergency fund, then you don't all of a sudden say, oh, I want to get a car. It's not an emergency, so you would not do that. You would save up for the car, and you buy a cheap one now, and then you upgrade later after you have saved the money to do so. Is the Ramsey advice? Who's the most profitable? For themselves, or who makes the most money for Ramsey? I don't know what they mean there. So he thinks it's John Deloney. No telling. But again, I don't know what this person's question now. Loki DFT. I don't know what they're asking, but also wouldn't know either way. Let's see. RE Pop 12. Long story short is that I had untreated ADHD and several medical scares that led me to spend impulsively, particularly on vehicles and travel. just starting on baby step 2, but looking ahead to my big issue, which is my car. Luxury vehicle with a $1,000 a month payment. $1,000 a month payment. People don't pay that much on some mortgages. And it's approximate. That's what that means. Approximate. 11 to 13K underwater. Yeah, that's what happens with new luxury vehicles, dog. And that's why you don't buy them unless you're a millionaire. Pro is hybrid electric vehicle. Maybe that stands for something P, power hybrid electric vehicle. So carpool lane access is and cheap to drive. Do you get carpool access if you have a electric car, even if you're by yourself? Interesting. In whatever city this person is in. Should I count the difference as the difference of what? Carpool lane access and cheap to drive. Should I count the difference of what again? As the debt to snowball and sell the car? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you can do that, or you can trade in your I'm assuming a $50,000 loan into a $13,000 loan and get rid of it that way, and then pay off the $13,000 instead of saving that up first and paying it off, because that it gets rid of being gotten rid of quicker. 118 income, large raise coming, great. Lowered to 1% contribution, credit card debt. So you also own a motorcycle which you could sell or hold for a trade. I do need a car for work and pets. Obviously this is what is a ways out, since regardless it would come after paying off the credit cards, but I'm wondering whether it would be better to consider the car before the personal loan and trade down for something significantly cheaper. Yeah, you can do that immediately. That can happen immediately while you're already paying off your lowest debt. You can also trade in whatever that is, $50,000 loan. I don't know that the person says how much it is. Oh, $55K on the car. Yeah, so I was right. How about what do I win? Should play myself the Price is Right winning music. I won't though. So $55K on the car. So you sell it for what and you sell it private sale. You don't sell it to dealer because you're gonna get less money for the car. But assuming you can get a loan for $13,000 and then sell the car, maybe you get another $3,000 or $4,000 on top of that, so you get like $17,000 personal loan, and then you sell the car with the seller, the proceeds from the buyer of the car, and then part of the loan, and the other part of the loan you get a cheap car. So yeah, you can do that and also at the same time be paying off your lowest debt. And then of course, then your 17K would fall wherever in the debt snowball. What time is it? 6:19. Okay, we got about 10 more minutes. It'll be an hour and a half show. So fun to do the after show. That's why I'm doing it on Christmas Day, because it's one of the few opportunities that I get to do it. Used to be able to do it every day, every weekday after the Ramsey show, but I changed jobs, and so I can't do that anymore. Pipe honker, all right. Baby step 7, flare. There's emergency fund drama with baby step 7 involved. Interesting. Okay, we've been doing Dave Ramsey budgeting since 2015, saving lots of money, kept it in a money market account, a local credit union. At some point, it became a lot of money. Okay, more than we really needed, so we decided to split it into thirds. We put a third on the mortgage, since paid off. Excellent. That would have been put on there all at the same time. A third locally for fast access. Well, since it's if it was the emergency fund, if part of it was the emergency fund, you still need the emergency fund to be separate from that. And then what, a third in a brokerage account split up across Dave's 4 mutual fund types. Okay, did research, looked at the history, yada yada. Split that third up equally between the 4 funds. Immediately the market started to tank. Yep, big time. October 22, it was down 25%. Wife not happy, it was my idea. Tell me you didn't cash out. 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 You cash out, you lose that 25%. If you did not do that, then you not only get that money back, but you also are buying it on sale if you're continuing to contribute. CD and high yield savings account rates were 1% or lower. Dave doesn't recommend CDs anyway. Interest rate boom hadn't happened, right? Market history was up 15%. Looked like a good move. What move? What market? Money market or stock market? Oh, I convinced her to let it ride. Great. We didn't need the money. It will bounce back, which it did. Yeah. After almost exactly 2 years, it finally has. Right. Today's big surge put it over the original deposit. We won't discuss inflation for now. There's no need. Inflation happens no matter what you're doing with money. So inflation is always going to be there. So unless you're going to discuss inflation every trip to the grocery store, then you don't need to discuss it now for this. Let's see, I think tomorrow I may dump it all and buy FZROX. I do not. Zero fee index fund. You should look at some of the funds you've had and see if this index fund makes more or less than that. If this index fund, just because it's a zero fee, if this index fund makes less than the funds that you have now, then why the heck would you do that? That would be pretty stupid. Now we have greatly reduced the amount of the local balance, making low money market rates, and put it in a 5% high yield savings account. I don't know what the question was about, unless it was, should I buy this index fund? And if it's a retirement account, definitely not. You would do an S&P 500 index fund if you're saving that money for a purchase, that kind of thing. But I don't think it's drama. I mean, I guess if the wife didn't like it and wanted to cash out, but apparently it's good that you didn't jump off the roller coaster there and it came back and you didn't lose anything. And so it only took 2 years. So you would have lost 25% if you had sold at that time. So good job there, but I don't know what the big deal is. You seem to have a thing that you want to do. And so you probably did that the next day. Probably. Oh, let's see, just in case. What is it? What is the... Oh, it would say OP next to it anyway. Celebrating that is rebounding back, and to share... why? To share an anecdotal story. Okay. Your approval is not required. So you put it on the Reddit. You can't say why. You know why do you have this comment for it? You know, you put it on the Reddit so people can do whatever they want to. As far as that, let's see. So just wanted some validation for letting it go, and then the so all these are, that's what the smart people supposedly think. They think they're making more money by using index fund because it's lower fees. So yeah, you don't invest in mutual or index funds for short-term gains. Yep, panic inside. Yep. Mad, maybe, soon, strong. I don't know what that means. I see. Her mother got hit pretty good in .com crash. Yeah, well, you don't invest in fly-by-night new companies like that. Trying to time that. You don't do that. Not advised. Alrighty. Let's say 12. Alright, I'll do this one more. Alrighty, and then we'll call it a show. This is from Andrew18. What would Dave do? Flair, next financial move. I don't know what to do next. Well, you have a little list there of things in order, and so guess what? Dave has a thing of list in order as well. It's called the baby steps. Maybe you heard of them. So probably that's going to be the answer. Let's see. I don't know what to do next and need advice. Below my options and financial background. Pay off house, invest remaining in retirement. You're not telling us what that's coming out of. Or does that just mean out of paying it more off on it every month as your income comes in? The invest most and keep paying mortgage would not be the thing. You don't invest more than 15%. And the invest half and pay half. And the 4 is wait. It is pay out the house, invest remaining in retirement, unless you're not investing 15% now. In that case, you would kick that up to 15. And then you see this? This goes in order. I mean, 4, 5, and 6 are all at the same time, but they are still in order. So you got to be doing 15. And also paying off your home early. And of course, step 5, if that applies to you. So let's see, they have 14, 12, 10, and 8. Yeah, they might be wanting to try to help with college there. 453 remains savings, approximately $625,000 in remain savings. I don't know what remain savings are. 401k is 60, and 300k a year household income. So, well, you out of this savings, you would keep enough for your full emergency fund, so 6 months of expenses out of this. But then, yeah, you can pay off the house and put the remaining in retirement. Sure. Well, you have $625,000. Why wouldn't you pay off the mortgage? What's the mortgage? Oh, 453. Okay, I see. So, yeah, but then that frees up the mortgage payment every month. Yeah, so you can do that. Pay off the house immediately. And then you can keep investing. And you can invest more, way more than 15%. Yeah, the 15% is only while you have a mortgage. When you don't have a mortgage anymore, you can kick this up to whatever. Granted, all those teens and preteens are gonna probably want some help from college, and so if you choose to do that, that's where all your mortgage money is gonna go. So, but again, I don't understand the remain savings thing. Maybe something some people call like their money, like weird things like that. And that's just what they call it. And nobody else in the world. We talked about wanting to move to a similar priced house in a year or so. Why? If it's similar price, unless it's way nicer, why would you bother? I'm worried if I dump a bunch of money somewhere, it will make it very difficult to buy, sell, rather than just buying a house outright. It doesn't have to be difficult. You just have they pay for it, and then they can't take possession of it for 2 weeks or however long you need to get out of it, or a month, even a month. You know, it's whatever you want them to agree to, and if they agree to it, then that's when they get the house, and that gives you time to get out of it. I know with every day that goes by, BY, not BUI, that's a different word. That's interest we could be earning. Yeah, you're trying to chase interest. Trying to chase a couple of points of interest. I don't know what the best move is. Maybe we should just stay put and invest, although I don't really know anything about that either. Well, you know, what do you want? What do you want? What is the advice that you want here? I mean, $625,000 in cash is not bad. But the advice, of course, is to pay the house off first. And then you can just invest, and you can save the rest for kid college if you want to. Or you can go ahead and invest all of it, whatever you want to do. You have to have an emergency fund. But we've been living check to check basically until the last 3 years when our household income was around $100K. But now it's $300K. I'm assuming if we have age 37, then the kids' ages are that, and then the mortgage is $450K, and then the remaining savings is $6. So I'm hoping that we're reading this right, and then the 401K is $56K total, and the household income is now $300,000. And it was only $100,000. Oh, I see. So before that, so $100,000, they're spending money. I mean, but also a bunch of it was going into savings. So thanks if you stuck around for the whole post. I still don't know what you want the answer to. The answer, as always, for the Ramsey advice is to follow the baby steps. So even if you weren't before, you take your little situation and you apply the baby steps to it. So where you are, you have a house, you have savings for an emergency fund and way over that amount. So that would come out of there as well. Where are we? So step 3, save 3 to 6 months of expenses in a fully funded emergency fund. It doesn't say, and then invest 15%. I'm going to assume they're doing the 15% at least of household income into retirement. So, but it doesn't say, and then go back and save up hundreds of $1,000s more instead of paying off your house. It doesn't say that. It doesn't say to do that. So, I mean, some of what he's thinking about, I think, is that if he keeps that cash, then he can just go buy a house, and then they can take their time moving out of it. And then if it doesn't sell right away, they can still move out of it. But you certainly can't do that, because then you would still be paying on that old house as well. And so that's not allowed either. If you won't care about Dave's advice. Alrighty. Speaking of caring about Dave's advice, Once again, I am Coach Steve Money. I'm a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach. And if you've got money problems or you just want to make sure you're on the right track, you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. You can email me about coaching or anything else on my YouTube channel. You can send donations to paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. You can add me on the gram at Coach Steve Money. Of course, this YouTube channel is youtube.com/Coach Steve Money. Thank you so much for